So this first one, I call this the dollar a day campaign. And what we do is on the creativity side is we make really short videos, really short. I'm talking like under like a 30-second type video.
Yeah, this one right here is 39 seconds.
39 seconds. And so what I do is I put this into a post. I actually put this into an ad, and I'm going to show you the results that we get from it. But I think first, because here emphasis is on creativity, I want you to, here's a couple of things to pay attention to. Note the format, right? Note that content, like what we're talking about in this particular video, and note that, all right, this got rewarded. I'm not going to, I'll share exactly the results that it got, but this got, like, the algorithm, the Facebook algorithm loved this so much that it cost very little to get literally into thousands and thousands and thousands in front of thousands and thousands of people. So Gary, I have this as a video, so I can play this 39-second video, and let's just take a look at this video so you guys can see what the content of this advertisement is. So one of the fun parts of my work is I get to go check out some pretty cool looking real estate. In fact, I'm here in one of the listings that we have on the market, which is actually owned by some famous folks. And I wanted to show you just one of the really cool things about it. If you look up there, you see those wooden beams up there, the ones that are on the way top. Jonathan, where are those from? They're from like what are they from?
Chicago Stock Exchange.
From the Chicago Stock Exchange. See, that's something that makes this listing really unique. So if you've got, I don't know, between $5.5 to $6 million and you're interested in buying this home, give us a call. Just kidding, but not really. Call us. And we're back, Gary. So pretty straightforward, right? Like that was simple. All I did, where the heck is it? I dropped my phone. It's like on my desk somewhere. It fell on the ground.
Right here. You can use mine.
All I did was use my phone. I had no special equipment, no special lighting, just saying, hey, look at this really cool feature in this house. I picked one feature, the highlight feature of the house, and I talked about it. I showed it. It was like doing a little bit of a show and tell.
Okay, I know, Chris, I've got two questions for you real quick.
Yeah.
One question I know that always comes up is, Chris, why did you shoot that vertically instead of horizontally?
So when it comes to the experience of people viewing stuff on Facebook, let me pick up my phone. It's on the floor right here.
Okay.
When it comes to the experience of people seeing stuff on Facebook, note that the overwhelming majority, it's over 80% of the traffic takes place on this mobile device, right? It takes place in the mobile app, which means people are viewing it this way. They're not turning their phone sideways to view it. They're keeping their phone up and down. And so the better viewing experience is that vertical view. And it's so much, in fact, that Facebook recognizes this and it affects the viewership. It affects how the algorithm is going to determine the content. So, right, when you are creating the content in formats and you're creating messages in ways that algorithm likes, then all of a sudden it's going to be a lot easier for people to see it, for people to consume it. And then when I put advertising spend, i.e. $1 a day behind this, it doesn't take much for it to get a lot of traction. Now, Gary, I bet people are wondering if I did this to my business page.
Yeah, actually, John Chandler was asking, did you post this from your personal page? Like, how did you create an ad from your personal page?
I did not.
No, you did not. We should clarify. This is not a personal page.
So this is not a personal page. This is actually a business page, but it's a specific category type called public figure. Right? It's a public figure category. And what happens is the reason why I have it this way, and I have a couple. I have one for our Kreth partners. I've got one for me, just as Chris Scott. Gary has one for him, just as Gary Kreth. And here's what I do. When this ad shows up, people can't tell that it's an ad. Does that make sense? Because it looks like it's from a personal profile.
Yeah, and that's the beauty behind it I mean, you got them. You even caught us. Is like, wait,
I know you guys didn't realize this is a business page. It looks like, it does not look like a business page. And by the way, that's part, we sell real estate, right? So we sell real estate, which means that we're people and we make connections with people. I mean, like 70% of the business in real estate comes from people that you know somehow, right? Through the sphere of influence, through contacts, through connections, through recommendations, through referrals from people who are connected to you. And so it's a people business, and we interact with folks, not entities. And so and when we go into Facebook, what do we respond to more? People or things, right? Or institutions or companies or organizations. It's people. And so when you see a video from a person, not necessarily realizing, oh, this was an advertisement, it gets more viewership. And that's why this particular strategy, this dollar a day strategy, is so effective, because I'm combining a few different things, right? So I'm combining $1 a day, right? $1 a day to make an advertisement, but I've got this public figure page, and then I've got this short form video talking about a highlight feature of this particular home, right? And then I let it go. Now, here's the thing. Over 6,000 people saw this, 10,000 video views, 308 people clicking on to get more information. That's a pretty good result, I would say. And all I did was spend $1 a day, and I just let it run. I just let it run for 123 days. Like, it was doing so good. I was like, I'll just let it go.
Who cares? For $1 a day, if you're generating that much traffic and that much interest, why would you not just let it go? I love that one.
By the way, seller's happy, right? Because their listing is getting tons and tons of promotion, right? And we're happy because we're branding in our area. We're a brand. And who am I putting this in front of? Well, I'm putting, in this particular case, it took off. So normally I would just put this in front of like people who are in our sphere of influence, our contacts and connections, maybe people who visit our website or people who watched other videos and stuff like that. Because you can use Facebook to specify these different audiences that I want to put this video in front of. But this one was doing so well, I opened it up to anybody who had like an interest in looking for homes for sale, right? So I was using some of the popular home search sites as an interest, and this thing just took off. Right, this thing just took off. So this is, now I need to come back to why this works so well. So this works because the algorithm likes it. Right? It's not because I'm super special. It's not because that house is super special. I mean, I believe that is a special house. It recently sold. We got it sold finally after about a year being on the market. It took a while because it was like what?
It was a $5 million house.
$5 million house. It did take a little while to sell. But here's the thing. You don't need $5 million houses to sell you. I'm going to show you lots of other examples of videos that work just fine with normal inventory. But here's what happens with the Facebook algorithm. And what you guys need to understand is that every single thing that you post onto Facebook, whether it's an advertisement, whether it's something from your personal page, whether it's something from your business page, anything that you initiate putting onto Facebook goes through this process. It goes through this process where Facebook is going to look at that piece of content. It's going to look at, it's actually going to test it a little bit. It's going to categorize it a little bit, right? It's going to look at these signals to make a prediction about how that piece of content that you produced, how it's going to do, and it gives it a score, right? So it'll take every piece of content on Facebook. So you're talking something, this happens billions and billions of times a day, right? And so every piece of content gets a score. That score then determines where it's going to show up in people's news feeds. It's the same algorithm whether I'm posting pictures, cat pictures or cat videos from my personal account, or if I'm running advertisements through Facebook. It's the same algorithm that determines the placement on where this information is going to show up. So when we focus on better quality content, even better quality content of ads, then all of a sudden you get to spend as little as $1 a day to start building up your reputation, to start building up your brand, to start building up your sphere of influence, to start building up referrals and recommendations, right? Like for as little as $1 a day, you can do that. Now, here's the thing. Not every video is going to perform that well. Probably it's like 1 out of 5 videos. When you do get the one that hits, you just let it run like I did. Not all of them are going to be ones that I just let run for 123 days. Some I just turn off after a week or two whenever I remember to go back in and check the ad account.